I've decided that I need a new camera mounting system for my shop. The reason being is that my shop is built in an old shed. It's 100+ years old, it's not in great shape, and it was originally built to hold a horse and buggy. The problem with that is it has the original wood plank floors, and anytime I use my bandsaw or other equipment, it sends a vibration through the floor. Now you can't really feel it, but it shows up on the camera. So I decided that I would like a camera system that's mounted to the ceiling. That way I would avoid the vibrations in the floor altogether. But I have some criteria that I want to hold to. I don't want camera mounts hanging down all over my shop where I can walk into them, so it has to be portable and versatile enough that I can use it at several stations throughout the shop. And I think I've come up with an idea that'll do just that. So stick with me and we'll find out how it works. So before I can worry about building something that hangs from the ceiling, I actually have to have something that the camera mounts to. So I've raided my scrap bin, picked up some scrap, and I'm going to build a mount fairly quickly. If you're interested in the details, you can go back to an older video I have called Wooden Tripod Build, and that'll explain it in some detail. But more or less, it's something that looks like this. This will allow the camera to go up and down, and it will swivel side to side. The only difference is that I don't mount my camera the same way that I used to. I used to just use a piece of threaded rod, 1/4-inch threaded rod, and put that through a board with a wing nut. But I don't use that system anymore. What I have done now is, this is a piece of 3/4 inch by 1 inch piece of steel. I've drilled a hole in it and put in a small piece of 1/4-inch threaded rod. And I now put that in my camera, and I've modified the holder. This is a block of wood with a 3/4-inch hole in it, and I have a 5/16 bolt threaded right into the wood that I can mount this in. It's much quicker and easier to use, but you'll have to adjust this part of the build to fit your own camera. So let's get that wooden part built, and then we can move on to the ceiling mounts. So here are the pieces for the wooden part that the camera mounts onto. Now I just need to assemble it. So here's the wooden part that will actually hold the camera. So how am I going to hang this from the ceiling? With this. This is a 30-inch black pipe nipple, threaded on both ends, and I got some 1/2-inch flanges to go with it. And just for good measure, I got a cap also. Now you can buy black pipe at pretty much any hardware store. The pipe is made out of steel, and the flanges and the elbows and everything that goes with it is usually cast iron. So I'm going to mount some of these flanges on my ceiling and hang this from the flanges. The wooden part will then fit over that, and I have a method for clamping it. So let's get at least one flange in first. We'll set this up and try it out. This is my ceiling. I'm going to put this about here and screw it in. Next I'll screw in the black pipe. So the next thing I have to do is put on the wooden piece that holds the camera. Now my problem here was how to keep it from slipping down. I could rely on gravity. I mean, it works fairly well. I can put it anywhere along here. But I didn't want to rely on just that to hold it in place. I wanted a clamp. So my first thought was to get a piece of pipe that just slides over this, drill a hole in it, weld a nut to it, and put in a thumb screw. And that should work. I thought that maybe a 3/4 inch pipe would fit over this, but it doesn't. And the next size up from 3/4 is 1 inch, which is too big. It's too sloppy. So I would have to use a 7/8 inch pipe, which they do make, but it's a special order. It's expensive. I didn't want to get into all of that. So I started looking around the shop to see what I had, and I came up with this. So I found this in a basket of hardware that I had gotten from my brother, and this is a Chinese imitation of a pony clamp. I don't know where he got it. I think he got it at a Cummings truck sale years ago. And you could still buy these at Harbor Freight. They're under $5. So what I'm going to do is take the bottom part of the pony clamp and use that as a clamp on my camera mount. But first, I want to drill a couple of holes so that I can secure it to the bottom of the wooden mount. So let's get that done, and then we can try the whole thing out. So the clamp is cast iron and it was easy to drill through. Now I need to put the camera mount onto the pipe. Put the cap on so I don't lower it too much. And there it is. It moves nicely up and down. I can stop it anywhere I want. And it's good and solid. So now I'll put up the other flanges. I think I'm going to put one near my bandsaw and one near the drill press and the scroll saw. See how that works out. Here's a shot of the bandsaw from that last station that I screwed in. Let's see if it takes care of my vibration problems. So here it is. It works very well. So I now have a convenient camera mounting system throughout my shop. And it has the added benefit of stopping the vibrations from interfering with my videos. And if I decide I want another camera station somewhere in the shop, I just have to buy another cheap flange. When I'm done with it, I can take it down and put it on the shelf, and you'd never know it was there because the flanges on the ceiling are hardly noticeable. You may be wondering, Well, how long will those threads last if I'm constantly turning them in and out? I don't know, but I think I can get a lot of wear out of those before I have any trouble. If you like my videos, then please like and subscribe. And as always, I thank you for watching.